My name is Tyler Fornes, and I am one of the co-hosts of the Good, the Bad, and the Hungy AEW podcast here on the Voice of Wrestling Podcasting Network. We take a broad scope approach to the world of All Elite Wrestling and the entire universe of Tony Khan. We talk about the big matches, the big stars, the promos, the storylines, and we also look at it from a big picture perspective. How are things going to change over the course of the next 10 years with AEW still in the picture? How are companies like WWE going to adapt and adjust to AEW? Are they going to be a similar way like they did with WCW in the late 1990s? Will there be a counterpunch? We talk about all of that and more on The Good, the Bad, and the Hungy every week on the Voices of Wrestling Network.
This podcast is a member of the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. Visit voicesofwrestling.com to hear the rest of our great podcasts, as well as show reviews, columns, opinions, and updates across the world of wrestling.
Here we go!
You're listening to the Emerald Flow Show on the Voices of Wrestling Podcast Network.
Welcome to episode 110 of the Emerald Flow Show. We're a podcast on the Voices of Wrestling Podcast Network. You can follow us on social media on X and Blue Sky and Instagram. You can also donate to the show if you're feeling generous at voicesofwrestling.com/donate and leave us a 5-star review on all of your favorite podcast apps. Paul, how's it going?
Yeah, pretty good. We're gonna melt again tomorrow. Like we're gonna have like a peak of another heat wave tomorrow. So it's gonna be like 36 degrees. Though I will say, I mean, it's bad, but at least like it's better than it was in June because the days aren't as long anymore. So
Right.
it makes it a little bit more bearable than like in June. It was really bad because that literally was like the longest days of the year, and it was like 40 degrees. That was really bad. Like now it's bad, but it's at least not like. It's like 9 a.m. and it's 9 p.m. and it's still like 38 degrees. So it's bad, but at least I think we'll live this time around.
Yeah, August is so weird because I was just actually noticing this like in the last couple of days. All of a sudden in August when you're out, you're like, damn, it's not even 8 o'clock and the sun's starting to go down.
Yeah, that was the problem when they had with the solar eclipse 2 days ago, right? Because I was like, oh, this actually gets kind of hard to watch like in the city because like the sun is so far down already that like buildings are starting to block it. If you actually want to see it, you have to go either somewhere where you have like unobstructed view of the sun, or you need to go like somewhere higher up to like actually like see the eclipse.
So this week we'll have to start off with some reminiscence of Dory Funk Jr. I feel like his passing came at this weird point where everyone's given their sort of thoughts on him because it happened like right after I think we recorded, if I'm not mistaken.
Basically, yeah, I think.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I cannot be understated how important historical a figure he is, actually. Hugely historical. Sure. He was basically an employee of All Japan Pro Wrestling from like its founding till about like 1995. And
I mean, they probably still like gave him some money for his like fake PWF role, right?
Yeah,
up until his death, probably, right? Like,
Yeah,
like not that they
yeah.
probably gave him like a lot of money, but they probably were just like, hey, you're like, we can use your name for like our fake PWF thing, so here's a bit of money, basically.
Yes. So there's that long history. I found it kind of fascinating, actually, just a point of how important that All Japan was, because he was a booker in many places. He basically books the first Starrcade, but wasn't there because he went to wrestle the Real World Tag League that had just started.
Look, you have to have your priorities.
Yeah, well, he was going to make more money on the Real World Tag League.
Yes, that's the other reason.
But yeah, I mean, him and Terry were the sort of bookers of the foreign talent, and I guess they both had hands-on in the booking in All Japan itself, although I suspect that, I don't know for sure, but I assume Dory probably did the more of the actual nitty-gritty booking, considering how much he did booking in the States as well.
Oh, yeah, probably. Like, I think Dory always struck, and maybe that's just because of his wrestling style, but Dory always struck me more as like the organizer between the two funks, right? Like where he's like the guy that keeps track of things and everything. Like Terry is the one that was like just insanely dedicated to his craft, and Dory was the one that made sure that Terry actually got where he needed to be.
Yes, that makes sense. I mean, Dory ran a school for many years. One of the great trainers of all time, I think. Although it's weird because, like, obviously he had a hand in training Jumbo. He had a hand in training, I think, The Rock, definitely Kurt Angle, and lots of wrestlers. But he would always attach himself to these kind of crappy wrestlers that he would try to make like the own ace of the Funkin' Conservatory. Like, was it Adam Windsor? Is that who I'm thinking of? That he pushed for years and years, but the guy never became much more of an indie name and was really only ever associated with Dory Funk.
There was that guy, I don't remember his name. There was that guy that came over with Funk on his like last tour of All Japan, that All Japan booked as well because of that. That I think he also was like he was one of those like Dory guys as well that never made it either. But I don't remember his name at all. But he was the most generic looking white guy you've ever seen. Yeah.
Oh, Adam Windsor died in 2022 at the age of 41.
Oh no,
I did not know that. Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. It just says here on Cage Bats, what I assume means heart problem in German.
Oh,
hair's problem.
Yeah, that's heart problems. Yeah. So probably a heart attack.
Yeah, only at 41. I did not realize that. I just remember he was I mean, the reality was, with all due respect, he was a bit of a running joke that he was like sort of like Dory's star student.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because he wasn't very good. Was it Dalton Drellick?
Yeah. That was his name exactly.
He's listed at like 6'5", 264, but he is just generic chubby white guy with a mullet.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was sort of the thing there. Obviously, though, I mean, he was obviously very much also associated with Osamu Nishimura, who was sort of like basically decided that he would become his a disciple and everything like that for years and years. And Nishimura made many trips to Florida and everything like that. I think. Well, what did you think of his wrestling style? Because that obviously generates some discussion, especially given how animated Terry was in the ring.
I mean, he wasn't like that. I think that really was his main problem as well. That like you just look at Terry next to him, and Terry is just so much more like exciting and like literally every aspect of wrestling, right? And like Funk wasn't bad, and I think especially like because we have to remember as well like what era he actually like started off in, right? Like where just being kind of a lack of a better term, like boring technician was just kind of a surefire way to become a star, actually. So like that's the route that he went down on, and like being more like, like wild and crazy and everything wasn't really like a guarantee to be a star. That was more like a way to like become a mid-carder. So like Terry was the one that like he kind of lucked out in so far that like in like the 80s and 90s, that was a thing that was much more in demand and like being like, like the straight-laced technician that Dory was. So like I think he rightfully gets the rep for being boring, but like the era that he comes from, being kind of technician, being like boring in that way, was an actual like way to success. So it makes sense why he went down that road.
Yeah, and that's who they were going to put the NWA title on, someone with his sort of dependable skills.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. You know what? Dependable sounds much better than boring.
I don't know. Like, here's the thing, though. If you actually like put him and compare him to some of his contemporaries, he is like relatively a speed demon. I would argue.
Oh yes, no, yeah.
And I think the Destroyer falls more into that boring card than Dory Funk does.
Oh yeah, no. I mean,
go and you watch the old Destroyer stuff from the '60s.
Oh, for sure. I think with Dory as well, I think what he really has, like, I think his singles work for me is kind of like, he just kind of there. I think his tag work is pretty damn great. Like, the Funks are an all-time great tag team for a reason. And I think because they had such different styles was the reason it worked so well, right?
Oh,
because
sure.
you had, like, Dory that was, like, slowing things down, and then, like, Terry comes in and just goes absolutely hog wild.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so, like, in terms of, like, singles matches in Japan, I mean, Dory's got the matches against Inoki and Baba, but then all of his other most famous matches are all tag matches.
Yeah, basically.
Right. I still think, one of the first things I absolutely did once I learned his passing is I rewatched that 1981 final match of the Real World Tag League, which I still maintain is one of the greatest matches of all time and the greatest jump angle of all time.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, it is straight up one of the greatest tag team matches of all time. I think that's very fair to say.
And I was thinking about this and I was like, wow, this also popped into my head. It is the greatest example, I would argue, of outside interference in a pro wrestling match ever, because it is subtle.
Yeah.
It is, well, I mean, it's not subtle, but all they do is ref's back is turned and Brody throws Terry into Stan Hansen's lariat, and that's the only bit of interference that Stan Hansen makes that entire match. And then Dory is forced to wrestle alone, and then all the ring attendants are outside on Terry, like pouring cold water onto his neck, and he sells it like he basically broke his neck and everything, and that's all there is to it. There was no second, third, or fourth attempts at outside interference by Stan Hansen. And if you watch that compared to today, that's why I called it subtle, because it does.
I mean, it is also probably the most animated Dory has ever been in a match as well. Right, like, because he basically goes apeshit as well, where he's just like, how can you let them get away with this? Like the way he is outraged in that match, like, it feels genuine. Like, it feels like, it doesn't even feel like a word. It feels like he's just genuinely pissed off.
Yes,
and that his brother actually got hurt.
He attacks Brody after the match too, or tries to, but he's like too weak to like try it, but then gets stomped some more, right? So there's that. There's also the 1977 final match of the Real World Tag League, which was the match that basically turned the Funk's babyface, which them against Abdullah the Butcher and the Sheik, which at the time was a cutting edge, and no pun intended, match.
Yeah, there were a lot of cutting edges in that match.
Yes, and one of the reasons that holds up, A, is because of the Funk brothers selling, and of course, B, the crowd is absolutely insane. Yeah. And one of the hottest crowds you'll ever hear.
I mean, that's the thing. If somehow you're listening to this and you have never seen a Funk Brothers match, what are you doing? But also B, I don't think you really have like an idea how loud the crowds in Japan were for these two guys. For these, let's be honest, kind of schlubby looking white guys, right? Like, that's what they were. Like, you look at them just coming out for these like matches, and they don't look super impressive, but like, they're like, obviously they're amazing wrestlers and everything, and they have the crowds in the palm of their hands. Just, they are like willing to like in theory, if Terry told them to like attack whoever they were in the ring with, the entire crowd would have like rushed the ring to like help them.
Oh, for sure. And then I mean, like, in terms of like the great matches, I mean, there's the first Terry Funk retirement match against Stan Hansen and Terry Gordy, but that's really like the Terry Funk show.
Yeah.
There's also the very first there's the finals of the 1982, or the final match of the 1982 Real World Tag League, which is surprise Bruiser Brody and Stan Hansen versus Dory Funk and Terry Funk, sort of like revenge from the year before. And then there's a bunch of Funks versus Baba and Jumbo matches as well that are worth, because basically the whole stretch from like 79 to 82 real world tag leagues. That's your like peak Funk Brothers, because the 79 finals is Butcher and Cheek. 80 is versus Jumbo and Baba, and that match won Tokyo Sports Match of the Year. 81 is the famous Stan Hansen debut, and then 82 is sort of the Stan Hansen and Brody versus the Funks. And then Terry does his first retirement in 83, which also sort of leads to Dory sort of also being sort of, he's still like he's not like in the comedy match role by any means, but he's not really in the main events either anymore after Terry's first retirement. And then he basically hangs around in All Japan until 1985. Nobody really knows the full story about this, but Meltzer's idea that, you know, Dory was in his 50s and was one of the highest paid guys there was why Baba dropped him eventually, which makes a lot of sense. And then, do you remember when he comes back to All Japan, like to become PWF president? Is that like...
That was relatively that was like 2000 sometime, I think.
Well, no, because wasn't Kobashi the PWF president at one point?
Maybe. So would have been like 2010s then?
Yeah, I'm thinking like 14, 15. Basically after Go leaves or sometime around there, right? Isn't that when it happens?
That does make sense, yeah.
Or am I dreaming up that Kobashi was even the PWF president? And he just, because he used to do like around the first Burning era, he did like a bunch of appearances after he retired.
I mean, okay, so like I'm just looking at it right now, right? And he starts getting like regular bookings in All Japan again from like 2013. So I think that makes sense that that's about the time when he like becomes PWF like chairman.
Right.
Right? Like, because he basically between like 2013 until like 2017 is like when he gets like at least like a couple of matches a year in All Japan.
Right. And then noted that Baba and Funk sort of had a falling out, which after 95, and they never actually reconciled before Baba's death. And I do not believe that he was on the Baba Memorial show.
I mean, that would suck.
Oh, no, wait. Okay. So according to some AI, here is the list of PWF presidents. Lord James Blears, 1974 to January 2001. And that's, Stan Hansen, January 2001 to July 2007. Yeah. Hiroshi Hase, 2007 to June 2013. Now, I knew he was the president, but I didn't realize he was president for that long. And then it goes to Dory Funk, October 2013. So Kobashi never was the PWF president. He just like, you know, stood around in that time, though.
Yes. But Hase couldn't be bothered to show up.
No, Hase might have been more of an absentee president than Dory Funk was.
Well, yeah, good God, that's... I mean, you're right, but also, Jesus, that's dire. And like, like you're more absentee president than like the 75-year-old who lives on another continent.
Who do you think the next PWF president's going to be?
That's actually, I don't know. Because that's the other thing where I was like looking at like Fuji in the ring there, and I'm like, this has to be really weird for him now, where it's just like he gets to that age now where it's like he's kind of like the last one left, basically, of his generation. Like, I'm actually, Fuji honestly would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. There's I mean, I don't know if it's if it's an age thing, but like, because he's older than Yoshinari Ogawa by like a number of years. Like, I think like a decade at least, maybe a little more. But like, you know, Ogawa sort of swore off the whole retirement ceremony thing. And I'm beginning to suspect that he, as of that same old school mindset, stopped taking a retirement ceremony.
Oh yeah, I mean he hasn't wrestled in a while either. Yeah, I like until he like does something like, I mean, I don't think it even was his last match, but like for me, like spiritually for me, his retirement match was like the match against Ansai that he had.
Yeah, I mean he has only had
I think he's had like one or two since then.
He's had one since then, which was, this is quite the match. It is Masanobu Fuchi, Rei Sato and Jun Sato defeat Dan Tamura, Suwama, and Takawa Omori.
Sure.
Yeah.
Look, you know what? That's better than like the last match a lot of wrestlers get.
Yes.
Actually, Ogawa, like Now I can't really see Ogawa as like PWF president. That would be kind of weird.
Yeah. There's not a lot of
I mean, Muto still technically, I think, has like a contract with Noah. And I also don't think All Japan wants anything to do with him.
Or pay him.
That's the other thing. It has to be somebody that they can also like afford as well. No, Nosawa is still booking. It kind of has some role with Noah as well. Could it be another foreigner? But then who would be at that level, right?
Taiokea,
yeah. Actually, you know what? That's actually not a bad idea.
I mean, why not Kobashi?
Yeah, I mean, you might as well just make it Kobashi, yeah.
You know?
I'm trying to think, like, Suwama is still active, so he's obviously out. Like, that's the problem. A lot of them are still, like, wrestling, so, like, can't really make somebody the PWF president who's technically still wrestling.
I could see Suwama in that role one day, though.
Oh, no, absolutely. I think when Suwama eventually retires, I think they're just immediately going to be like, it just so happens our PWF president just resigned, so Suwama's the new one.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess the kind of question is, are they going to announce it at Oda Ward?
I would presume
if they don't, then they're like, they have no idea who it's going to be, is my guess.
I mean, it might also be a thing that they just get rid of it, right? Like, there's actually something that I forgot that we actually could have put on the run sheet. I think maybe that's like a nice like lead over to it as well. Mm-hmm. Is like the whole like All Japan, like the like company, like the independent company kind of dissolving and getting merged into a holding, into like one of like Fukuda's holding companies.
Well, you can read all about it in the All Japan channel on the Discord.
That too.
A special shout out to Odd Jobs who posted that and brought it to all of our attentions. But at the same time, it's a bit of a nothing burger.
It is. People were like immediately trying to like launch into like theories on it. But like, if anything, like if you want to take anything away from this, it actually makes it significantly less likely that Fukuda is looking to sell the company.
Yes.
Because if he was, then like this makes it a lot harder for him to do that. Like keeping it as a separate like subsidiary makes it much easier for him to just be like, find somebody that's like, hey, you want to buy like the subsidiary from me? Okay, cool. Like just on a legal level, that is just a lot easier for him to do than like if he were to sell it now, where he would then have to like extract like the assets, put them in a new company, and like, you know, like it gets a whole lot messier than him just being able to be like, hey, I have this thing, it's called All Japan. It's the separate entity over here. Do you want to buy that? So if anything, this is a very big indication that he's not looking to sell the company at all at the moment.
Well, I mean, in many ways, why sell it? It's probably going to turn
that too. Yes, now. That too. Like, why sell it? Like, that might also be the thing where it's like, yeah, no, why sell it right now? Like, they have growing attendance every year. Like, they're in the process of making a massive star, which who knows where that might lead in the future as well. So, yeah, no, like, why sell right now? Like, it would be stupid of him to do that.
I mean, given what they lost, like, I don't know, like only like the thousands of dollars or something last time, they've got to make a profit this year.
Yeah. And also, like, if you actually looked at like the like financials of like the other like companies as well, or like basically like the entire holdings itself is profitable. Like the entire the entire like merged company is overall profitable. And actually, I'm wondering if like the shrinking losses were like the reason why now he decided to actually do this, because it might have been a thing of like, oh yeah, like this is no longer massive drag on my balance sheet anymore. I can just merge everything together now, and like it doesn't look bad anymore, which it might have in like previous years when the losses were much higher.
Yes. So I mean, yes, technically that for the first time since 1972, All Japan no longer exists as an independent company. But I mean, this isn't even the original All Japan.
It's not the original company. That's the thing. That was my main complaint from like that original like Japanese article was like, oh, for the first time since 1972, All Japan does not exist. And it was like, that's not the same All Japan that exists right now. That original All Japan, like it's gone already. Like, and it's been gone for a while.
Here's the thing, and I believe this is for tax purposes, but don't quote me on this because I don't know the finer points of corporate tax on Japan. But the original All Japan was actually 3 companies. It was the promotional company. It was a promotional company, and Bob had split this up intentionally. It was a promotional company. It was the merch company, and I believe the Ring Crew was its own company as well.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds like a very Japanese thing to do, yeah.
And I'm sure Baba just sat on the board of directors of all three of those cars.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah. So I think when Muto bought it, I'm not sure if what he bought. I mean, he bought the wrestling company. I'm not sure if he bought all three companies. That's
probably not.
Yeah.
Like, I could see, like, the...
Because remember, Motoko still own those belts.
Yeah.
Or at least the Triple Crown.
Oh, yeah. Does she still now to this day?
Well, she's dead, but...
Well, she's dead, yeah, but...
But she's got, I think it was a niece or something that's still sort of... somebody bankrolls this giant Baba company. I believe it's her niece, I think. And everything like that. So, yeah, there's still like a Baba legacy company that is in existence. And I would assume... And they do those giant Baba displays and everything like that. Mm-hmm. So I assume that they own the original Triple Crown.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you talked about Fuchi, the last of his generation. How many true like Showa stars are left? Because I think guys like Choshu and Fujinami sort of straddle that line between eras.
Yeah.
Right? Like when I think true Showa, it's like the Funks, Baba, Inoki.
Yeah.
Destroyer.
I
guess Hansen.
One of them is
Hansen's still here.
Yeah.
Although if you want to talk about real stars of the 70s, yeah, I mean it.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like 70s is a bit early for Hansen.
Yeah, I mean he's wrestling in the 70s and he doesn't become a big star right until the end of the decade.
Yeah.
Great Kojika. No.
No, it's not a star. Like he was definitely wrestling then, but like he wasn't a big star.
Most of those IWE guys are dead. Like Mighty Inoue just died recently. Maybe it's probably a year ago now. But in the last couple of years. So in a lot of ways, I'm just trying to think there's no one else left.
No one really left anymore. Yeah.
Trying to think. Abdullah the Butcher.
Yeah. Somehow, how is Abdullah the one that lasted the longest?
I don't know. He's been in and out of hospital too for the last couple of years. It's crazy how tough he is to hang on like that. Actually, it's quite impressive. But yeah, I mean that sort of 70s Showa, peak Showa era. Most of them are gone now, and I think Dory was sort of like a big element of that, right? I believe now. Well, I know with Terry Funk's passing, the entire main event of the first ever All Japan show was gone, right? The first main event of the first All Japan show was 2 out of 3 falls, Giant Baba and Thunder Sugiyama versus this is a very interesting team, Terry Funk and Bruno Sammartino.
They're all dead. Yeah,
they're all gone. I guess Fuchi started in 1973. But he didn't even have any sort of notable push until the 80s, really.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it depends when you count. There's a lot of sort of bleeding in that eras, right? Because, I mean, Fujinami and Choshu both start, I think, like 72, 73. Mm-hmm. But again, they're not stars until the 80s.
I'm actually just looking at something like similar right now because your thing made me think of something else, and it's like, going back looking through like the NWA champions, right? Like the old ones. Mm-hmm. Like, and basically there's like a massive gap between like Dory and then the next one that is alive. I mean, now I guess Dory is like
who's the next NWA champ alive? Flair?
No, it's I'm gonna give you a hint. The VOW Patreon covered him recently.
Oh, Tommy Rich.
Yep.
Oh, he was champion before Flair was, eh?
Yep.
Oh. Okay. Did not realize that.
A couple of months, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And then, yeah, because Jack Briscoe has been died a while ago, it feels like.
Yeah. And then before that, you have like guys like, that have been dead for like a fucking while, like Gene Kaniski and like Fez.
Yeah.
And like Harley Race is dead as well.
Yep. So yeah, that's
Dusty.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, a true sort of closing of several eras.
Yeah. With basically the last major star of the 60s. Like not even talking of like the 70s, but like the last guy from the 60s as well.
That's very true. I didn't even think of it as that. I was thinking more when he became, because he's still because he wins the NWA title in the late 60s, and his first big matches in Japan are in the late 60s, but definitely counts as one of the stars of the 60s. And yeah, he is the last big star of the 60s. Also, another guy that suffers from I look like I'm 50 when I'm 28.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah, you see him in the 70s and you're like, oh yeah, that guy has like 20 years, I guess. It's like, nope.
But yeah, he was in his late 20s.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, a true end of an era. Very, I mean, important, obviously functional for the show. I mean, to me, if you sort of think about Dory's booking style, it is actually what I want out of professional wrestling.
Yes.
And
just good, clean, straightforward. Yeah.
Yeah, and is I mean, the thing is, I mean, obviously, that era of Japanese wrestling had its share of fuck finishes, for lack of a better term. But I'm willing to bet that Dory probably does not get as much credit on Baba's later booking instincts that he probably should. Because I suspect that when Baba does switch to the clean finishes and the building and everything like that, some of that's obviously got to have been influenced by Dory, right?
Yeah. Like he definitely like picked like Dory's brain about like booking and everything in the early days of like All Japan.
Yeah. And I mean, you could see a very clear delineation in like Mid-Atlantic from like when Dory was booking to like when Dusty takes over.
Yes. I mean, there's a reason why like an entire like fucked finish is named after Dusty.
Yes. Right. Versus Dory's more shall we say conservative style.
Yeah.
And just before we get into things, I just got to mention him because even it's not in our wheelhouse, but someone like Hiroyoshi Tenzan retiring to me is a big deal because, I mean, I started watching Pearl in late 1999. So, I mean, I was there for like peak Tenzan years, and the man does not get enough credit about how great he once was. Like, easily probably, I mean, if you really do go back into like his peak, like we're talking 02, 03, 04, 05, I'm trying to think. There's not a lot of wrestlers better than him. He's easily maybe the lower tier of the top 10, definitely top 20. You got some of the Noah guys. You've got, Angle, Guerrero, Benoit. I'm trying to think who else. I maybe even want to say Danielson was one of the best in the world back then. Mm-hmm. I'll accept that. Shima, Minoru Tanaka. Anyway, so it's just, to me, like he would obviously be one of the best. I believe it is it's either 02 or 03 G1, but the final against Jun Akiyama to me is still my favorite G1 final. Just incredible. That's when Tenzan debuted the Anaconda Vice in that tournament, I believe, or had just done so shortly before. And the fact that he manages to beat Akiyama with that move, as you can imagine, guess what? That makes the move very over for a while.
Yes.
And noted.
I was about to say that. Isn't that the whole reason Punk started using it?
Of course it is.
And not that CM Punk would ever steal moves that are popular in Japan.
Yeah, I feel like Punk does not also get enough. People that want to like dunk on Punk for taking the GTS should also dunk on Punk for the Anaconda Vice.
Yeah.
Right? Because I mean, the thing is, Tenzan like fucks up his back on a moonsault, and there's another injury, and I can never remember when it happens, but this has got to be around 05, 06, 07, and he's basically quickly down cycled out of like the top main events. He hangs around in the upper mid card a while longer because he does start Great Bash Heel or GBH, but GBH was originally stood for what does it stand for? What I can't remember what the G stood for.
I looked it up. If you want. Do you want to guess?
Yeah, B stood for Buffalo, for Tenzan, and then the H stood for hips because Shiro Koshidaka was also one of the original members, and I can't remember what the G stands for.
Well, who is the other one that is most well known for GBH?
Oh, it's Makabe Gorilla.
Yeah.
Okay. And Tenzan's in that maybe a little over a year, and then you're not far from when then Kojima gets back, and once Kojima has his brief IWGP title run, then Ted Koji gets put back together, and that's sort of like they sort of
the rest of his
get cycled down the card over the years, and Tenzan's body quickly falls apart. But But Tenzan, let's talk about Tenzan because he's also a victim of the era, like
that
Yuji
was going to be
Nagata
my take. Yeah,
and others, because he's a 4-time IWGP champion. But go look at his reigns; they have one defense or no defenses. He never had a signature title reign. If you go and you look at the title history of that time, it's mess.
Bad. Like that's the thing. I think that's one of the main things that he suffers from is that his era of New Japan gets to be fair, rightfully pretty bad rap with people. But I think people then just tend to ignore that. There was also really fucking great stuff in that era as well.
Mm-hmm.
You just kind of go oh yeah, early 2000s New Japan, it sucked. And it's yeah, it did, but there was a lot of amazing stuff there as well.
Yeah. Well, look at this title reign. First title reign, he defeats Yoshihiro Takayama, who had it for about 6 months after defeating Yuji Nagata, who had that year-plus title reign, which was a great title reign, by the way. 36 days, no defenses, and then he loses to Paul? Do you know who he loses his first title to?
What year was it again?
He wins it in 2003.
2003. Wins it from Takayama. It wouldn't be Nagata either. Kojima's gone at that point. Wait, who the fuck else is there?
Nakamura.
Oh, it's Nakamura. Oh, geez. I forgot that he won it that early.
And this is on.
Oh right, yeah. This 4th. Is really early, failed super rook. Basically, they were super rooking Nakamura into that kind of not very good title reign.
And then Nakamura, I want to say I remember it as an orbital bone injury, but maybe I'm wrong about that. And so he vacates it in February. And then Tenzan beats Tenryu in the finals of a tournament to become the champion. And this reign is 26 days.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And he gets 1 defense against Minoru Suzuki and then drops to Kensuke Sasaki.
I wonder why people don't really look with a lot of favor onto this era.
And then in December, he wins the title back from Kensuke Sasaki, but the title had bounced around between Sasaki, Bob Sapp, vacant, Kazuyuki Fujita, and then the infamous Kensuke Sasaki match against Kazuyuki Fujita, which almost started a riot because he pins him with how does it work? Sasaki gets the pin because Fujita puts him in a sleeper, and then Sasaki rolls on him to get the cheap, he's not going to do an actual proper job type thing.
What, Fujita? No, never.
And then Tenzan has the title, and then he drops it in February of 2005 after no defenses to Kojima, who had the Triple Crown at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
And then Kojima gets his 83-day reign where he makes a 60-minute draw with Nakamura. And then Tenzan beats Kojima in May. Defends it once against Scott Norton. And this is his 4th reign, mind you. Defends it once against Scott Norton and then drops it to
Brock Lesnar?
No, Fujita.
Fujita, okay.
And that is in July of 2005. And those are Tenzan's 4 title reigns.
That was 21 years ago and he only retired now.
and basically so Tenzan wins the title the first time in November 2003. And then he drops it for the last time in July. So in less than 2 years, he has 4 reigns, which is just crazy. And there's 2 vacancies in that time, and the Sasaki and the Fujita, and then the Bob Sapp reign. And that's what happened to Tenzan.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons. And I think the other reason is also very, very simply, this is before most of the fans of current day fans of New Japan watched New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the current day New Japan fans only know Tenzan as this broken down old guy.
Yeah.
And not peak Tenzan. And I think very early on in the peak period of New Japan, right? From what would you say, 2011, 2012 onwards, essentially. There was still some good matches that he had, but he was very clearly in the downswing of his career at that point already.
Yeah. He gets injured not long after that last title reign and picks up a bunch of injuries, and that's when he really slows down.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how much more they were going to push him if he had stayed healthy. It didn't necessarily also feel like that either.
No.
Because, it goes
Tenzan. They were done
Tenzan.
with him in a bit, yeah.
It goes Tenzan, Fujita, and then Lesnar.
Yeah, okay.
And then the Tanahashi era begins. And Tanahashi makes this after winning the title for the first time. He makes his first ever title defense against Tenzan, but the match was okay.
It was okay, but I do think in that way, it did help like Tanahashi a lot, like to establish him as a guy.
Sure.
To beat basically a guy from like at that point I wouldn't even say he's the previous generation, but like basically, to beat like an established like main eventer in its very first defense, and not that he just beat somebody that had like no credibility.
Yeah. If you want a really good overlooked Tenzan match, it's absolutely incredible. You got to watch his match. It's in All Japan in December 2004 against Kawada for the Triple Crown. That actually gets slept on as one of Tenzan's greatest singles matches.
Yeah.
And I really believe it is. And it's actually not that hard to find, is all I'll say. So do check that out. I think we've talked about Tenkozy before, but I never tire of reminding people to watch the 2001 G1 Tag League Finals, which is the amazing Tenkozy versus Mike Barton and Jim Steele finals, which is a match that shocked the world. It is a legitimately great tag match. And
yes.
It was an incredible performance from Tenkozy and carrying those guys.
Absolute miracle performance.
Yes. And then, best G1 finals to me is against Akiyama.
Mm-hmm.
Tenzan won 3 G1s, might I add, right? Like, the thing was, Chono was sort of the booker for everything that wasn't Inokiism in that period. And he clearly wanted to position Tenzan as the ace, but, other things happened.
Inoki just,
I have absolutely no idea of what the backstage was like then, but I mean, it must have just been Chono getting constantly overruled.
Yeah.
Or just being told, hey, we're going to do this main event at this Tokyo Dome show, because they were still running like 3 Tokyo Dome at this point. And, you can book around this.
I think you can kind of see what it was like just based on like the mentality of the guys that came out of that period, right? That are kind of like in charge of the promotion right now, where they are like, no, backstage harmony over literally anything else. Like, we want to keep like everybody as happy as we possibly can. That's probably because, again, like I think Tanahashi especially like came up in that specific like environment and is now just like, no. Like he more than anything just like wants to keep the peace in the locker room, because I think he came up in the locker room where people probably threw shit at each other.
I mean, Tanahashi also tried to turn the dojo culture away from like human rights violation.
Well, yes, or literal murder.
Yeah. And everything like that. So I mean, that was a scarring. It's sort of, he stayed. I mean, no one survived. Think Nagata, much has been said about what happened to him. Mm-hmm. Tenzan also a victim. Nakanishi
Shibata.
Kind of. Shibata. Yeah, well, no, Shibata decided to go do Big Mouth Loud.
But I think he doesn't decide to go Big Mouth Loud if All Japan if New Japan is in a complete mess.
That's true too. But in hindsight, he should have just stayed.
Yeah, obviously he should have just stayed.
He would have definitely been an IWGP champion had he stayed, I think.
Yeah. He would have been if he didn't have the brain injury.
Well, that too. I don't know about that.
I don't know. Like, okay, to me, when I walked away before I heard of like him, like when I walked away from that Okada match, I walked away from that being like, oh yeah, they're gonna put the title on him eventually. Like, that's gonna be the story, and obviously that didn't happen for reason not completely unrelated to wrestling, but like it didn't happen for like because of the injury.
Mm-hmm. Nakanishi, sort of also a victim, although Choshu leaving did not help Nakanishi.
No.
Position in that company and him, staying around. So, I mean, that whole third generation was infamously cursed. But, I mean, to me, a very notable end of the era. And, I've heard rumors that, like, New Japan wants to get some of these guys to start retiring and everything like that. So, I think waiting for that Nagata and Kojima retirements are not not unusual. Although Nagata has made claims he's going to wrestle till he's like 70, which I would believe actually of when Yuji Nagata says something like that. But the question is, will New Japan would be willing to put up with that? I don't know, to be completely honest.
I mean, that's the question of because the two probably, like, I think Kojima's probably kind of similar, where I think if they wanted to just I think that's the thing for them. That's probably what they have to choose, right? Where it's like, can give up, like, especially for Nagata, it would have to be.
Well, Kojima's in the best shape of any of them.
That's the thing. Like, for Kojima, it's probably a much easier thing of, like, if New Japan is like, you retire or you leave, he's probably just gonna leave. Whereas with Nagata, it would be the thing of, like, not even shape, but it would be like, well, you have to give up your, like, job in the dojo to, like, leave, right? Like, because he can't keep, like, in charge of the dojo and then also leave. So for him, I think it's much more of, like, a real question: do I retire or do I, like, have to leave the promotion? So with Kojima, I think Kojima is like, whenever they, like, let his contract run out, he's just gonna leave and just, like he can go wherever he wants to. He can go to Noah, he can go to All Japan. Like, I think those are all, like, realistic.
Either will book him, I'm sure.
Absolutely. They're not even, like, he just has to pick up, like, he probably doesn't even have to call them. They'll call him.
Yes. I would assume that, well, I don't know. I was going to say Noah just because they got the money.
Yeah.
But, they're paying someone else that we're going to talk about.
Yes. I mean, actually, you know what, who's maybe a bit of a dark horse there as well? DDT.
Sure.
Right? Like, where he takes over, like, he basically gets, like, a role similar to, like, Akiyama.
For sure. That's definitely very possible. Well, speaking of DDT,
on point with the segues today.
Yes, absolutely. I just realized in the run sheet I put in the wrong DDT show that I copy and pasted from.
Oh yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, I just read DDT and I was like, yeah, that's fine. I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, no, that's not the right card.
Okay, I'm putting in the proper one now. Okay, there we go. They did not announce a crowd for Peter Pan, but I'm assuming that this did pretty well for DDT standard in Sumo Hall.
It looked pretty full as well.
Yes. How much of this massive, nearly 7-hour file did you watch?
No, I didn't watch everything. Basically, I watched the tag title match. I did actually watch Yamato versus Dino because I was like, maybe there's something redeemable in here. Then I did watch the Universal title match. I watched Takeshita versus Takechi. And then basically after the Universal, I watched from the Universal title on, I watched everything. And then before that, I watched the tag title and the Yamato versus Dino match.
Well, I did not watch Yamato versus Dino, but I did watch the tag title. But I read the reviews before this, and I saw how bad that Yamato versus Dino match was doing on Cage.
It's fucking horrendous. That might be my worst match of the year, to be quite honest. That was really bad.
So let's talk about. Did you watch the Extreme title? No, I was tempted to, but I just didn't in the end. I was like middling reviews, barbed wire match, and I like Okatani a lot, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. But KOD, nice little match, 12 minutes, all action. Junta Miyawaki and Shinya Aoki seem like such a strange pairing, but I'm happy for poor Junta. He's doing. I would argue he's doing better than Endo is doing in Noah.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is like the biggest win of his career by far.
Yeah,
like I don't think it's even particularly close.
And he pinned
Hiroshima. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like it isn't even just the fact that he won in the match, but it's also that he got the pin and who he pinned as well.
Yes,
like this is like think about it. Would he have been able to pin Marufuji in a match in Noah?
No, and if they were going to do it, they would have done it by now.
Yes, exactly. So like I think he is doing like pretty damn well for himself. Like I'm very, very happy for him. And I agree. He's probably doing better than like Endo is at this point in Noah.
So I did not watch Daisuke Sasaki and Doki versus Honda and Endo.
No, there's a reason why I also skipped that one, and also because I had just said for Yamato and Dino, and I was like, no.
In the Universal title, Ryusuke Taguchi beat Kazuma Sumi in 1802 with the Dodon. Taguchi becomes the 18th Universal Champion, and this was a good match. This was like Taguchi's annual I can actually wrestle match.
Yeah. That was the main reason why I watched it as well, because like I was like, okay, like Taguchi, like every once in a while he can still pull out. This is like the biggest spot he's been in like forever. So he will probably actually try, and he did actually try.
He did actually try, and it was good. And it'll be interesting to see where this goes. I could see them keeping this on him for a while. I could see him dropping it quickly. I really don't know, actually.
No, I have no idea. I mean, on the other hand, like I think Taguchi is kind of perfect for DDT.
Oh God, yes.
And if New Japan wants to bring in I mean, they've been rumored to wanting to bring in new juniors for like a while now. Who knows if that's actually happening or not? But
yeah,
because it's been so long now. But still,
and
like if they are,
appeared.
Yeah, exactly. And if they actually are, there's like less of a spot for him there. So like maybe doing a bit of an extended run and like DDT might be like the best thing for him.
For sure. And then the dramatic dream match, Konosuke Takeshita defeated Kaisei Takechi in 1726 with the Raging Fire. This was a great performance, all things considered, given this is, I believe, Takechi's like 20th match.
Yeah.
And they handled that injury just about as well as you can, because Takechi injured his knee on a springboard forearm. And, they kind of scrambled for a second, but then really smart idea of them just trying to do the sleeper spots, and then Takeshita just, pounding on the knee, and then just getting a win with the Raging Fire. I thought this was well done. I mean, it was going well for what it was, but then I thought they handled the injury also very well. So, they were probably planning a much more spectacular ending, because this ending consisted of a bunch of like sleeper spots and just strike battles. But damn if they didn't, do a good job trying to put this together. So I still have to say this was a pretty good match, and it was going good before the injury too.
Yeah, I think it really is. I do think though it is hurt by the injury. Like I think it also kind of took the air out of the crowd as well.
Yeah,
I think the actual reaction to the finish was pretty flat. But again, that's probably because people knew that Takechi got injured. So yeah.
And he just, I think it was like they were just in a strike battle, and then Takeshi just picks him up in the Raging Fire and wins.
Yes, right? They didn't really build it up at all. I think I actually remember, seeing the strike battle, and then I got a notification on my phone, so I looked away, and then I hear the ring bell, and I'm like, wait a minute, what? Wait, how did we go to the finish right now? They didn't build that up at all. So I had to actually rewind to see what actually happened.
Do you know if
finish, but again,
do you know if they announced what his injury actually was yet? Because I did not see that.
I did not see that either. No.
Yeah,
but I mean, who knows if this will turn and who knows if this will? Yeah, if it's not that bad, then I can see him come back. If it is a bit more of a serious injury, I wouldn't be shocked if his music agency is no more wrestling for you.
Yeah, that's also a very real concern, eh?
Yeah,
that happens.
Because we can't have you mess up your fucking ability to dance because you want to do your wrestling thing.
Yeah. So in the main event for the KOD openweight title, Mao defeated Yuki Ueno in 33-47 with the Cannonball 450 to finally win the title. And Ueno fails on his 9th defense of the title. Jeez. Paul, you take this away, because I know that Mao and Ueno is in your wheelhouse.
So I actually liked this less than the first match. I thought it was still pretty good. I think the criticism that people generally have that it's just there isn't a whole lot of psychology in these matches, and there isn't. There is. It's definitely less in the traditional wrestling sense. I think for them the psychology is more we're two friends and we're both absolute fucking reckless dipshits. So we're just gonna throw caution to the wind completely because I know you're an opponent I can do that with. It's basically they're trying to show each other up is what they're trying to do. That's the psychology of the match. And that obviously doesn't leave a lot of room for traditional wrestling psychology. Mm-hmm. And I still like this well enough. I still went 4.25 on this. I thought it was still a pretty damn great match.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't at that same level as that first match was, where I think that was just even more levels of just complete insanity and emotion and everything. And I felt weirdly the emotional, despite the fact that this was Mao finally succeeding, I felt the same emotional level wasn't quite there in the match. And so that's why I didn't quite go as high as I did for the first match, but I still thought it was pretty damn great.
Yes. I thought I would go also 4.25 because like it captures your attention right out of the gate and it holds it. But I felt like they wanted to in the closing stretch, they wanted to do the callbacks with the drop kicks. But I felt like it slowed down the match because they wanted to fit in they wanted to have stuff in some melodrama there. Like, but yes, still very good. I would probably still give that other match the edge, even though it was controversial in its own way. But yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, I think it was time for Mao to finally win.
Yeah.
And they did it on the biggest show of the year. And of course, it's the end of a DDT show, so you get credits and you get to watch the champion go into the back. But then Shinjiro Takagi ambushes him and cashes in his right to challenge anywhere, anytime, anywhere gauntlet, and he takes him to the ring, and it's a 4-minute match. Of course, Takagi gets a couple of near falls on the exhausted Mao, but Mao wins with the inside cradle.
Yeah. I did not like this. Yeah. I don't know. Like I felt like that's the other thing. Like you want to end, like obviously you still ended it with Mao on top and everything, but like I don't know. Like for me, it was all about like Mao versus Ueno. Like inserting Takagi in there felt unnecessary. Yeah.
That's like a Korakuen Hall gimmick. Like not.
Yeah, exactly. Like you could have done it there. You could have done it at your next Korakuen.
After the first offense, even I don't know.
Like especially because they also did do that gimmick not that long ago, like last year when they did it with Harada winning the title.
Right. Yeah.
Like that's obviously why they did it here this year again. But I hope this doesn't become the standard now. Where after every Peter Pan main event, some mid-carder runs in to cash on his fucking briefcase.
For sure. It is just but at least they didn't do anything stupid have Takagi.
No, at least they didn't have Takagi win, yeah.
Or anyone else have that gauntlet and also win, right?
Yes, because I don't think the Harada title reign was that good. It was just a guy that wasn't a very believable champion, holding it for a month basically.
Mm-hmm. So
and then just losing it back to the guy that he wanted from originally. So
exactly. Yeah. So from what I saw, I enjoyed, but God, the file was massive, and there's so many Iron Man title changes on this show. I'm just hand waving it and everything like that. But look, I mean, much like most of the stuff on the top half of the card, most big DDT shows are good to great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, that's the thing with DDT. The top level stuff is pretty damn great.
Yeah. And I've been tuned out since Higuchi retired. It totally sat my interest going. So now we're going to move on to Noah, and God, do we have a lot to say about this company. Legacy Rise 2026 at Korakuen Hall in front of 1,589 fans. Super no vacancy, full house. And frankly, how could it be any other way?
Yeah. To be fair, I will say this isn't even the impressive number out of the Korakuen numbers that they drew.
Oh, yeah.
This is the bigger show, but I think the other one drawing as well as it did is way more impressive than this one.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I had written that off.
Oh, yeah, no, I think we both did after we recorded. We were like, yeah, they sent the show out to die. And it's nah, they actually sold a lot of tickets.
So, first off, we had Muhammad Yone, Atsushi Katoge, Hiroki, and Hajime Ohara defeating Dragon Bane, Alejandro, Shuji Kondo, and Katsumi Inahara in 7-18 with the Komori Suri Otoshi from Katoge on Inahara. I mean, you perfectly inoffensive opener. 4-way match. Kid Lycos and Kid Lycos 2 defeated Bushi and Ryusei, Super Crazy and Black Mensa Ray. God, what a team. And Yuto Koinage and Koinagi and Midori Takahashi in 601 with the Swan Tom from Lycos on Takahashi. It was fine, but you either have God, are Lycos the best workers in this match?
Black Mensa Ray.
Yeah, I suppose so.
But also, there were more people in this match than there were minutes in the match.
Yes. But completely forgettable. And then Ada and Daiki Otashima versus Kai Fujimura and Jun Masaoka went to a double countout in 51 seconds, and then it just went to a disqualification. But Ada and Daiki were disqualified at this time instead of the Team 2000X team in 234. when Ada was disqualified. But this is all just building the match.
You know what? I will say I think this actually did a good job of like building up the like title match the next day, because you just had Ada just like be pretty damn vicious and just like completely like just lay like lay into like into Kai Fujimura here.
Yeah.
Like, because that's the thing, like if you had just done the thing where it's like, oh, Team 2000X cheated or whatever, it's like, no, instead it was just Ada just going absolutely ape shit on like Fujimura. And I think that actually did do a good job of like making me more interested in the match itself, rather than actually having like a proper long match. I think this was a really good usage of time, as opposed to other short things that happened on the show.
So, and then after that, we go into the G200 title tournament. So Hayata defeated Masa Kitamiya in 133 seconds with a count out.
Yep. I mean, this was just there to establish the like 5 countdowns, essentially.
Yes. And then Tetsuya Endo defeated Masuka in 155 seconds with the Hurricane Rana. And this is a nice little spot fest.
Yeah.
And
but you know what? I actually kind of realized Endo is kind of perfect for this.
Yes, for sure. Or is he? Yohei return match. Ozawa, Takashi Sugiura, and Tadasuke defeated Manabu Soya, Yuki Ino, and Yohei in 10:03 with the horizontal cradle from Tadasuke on Yohei. And then all the drama sets up a match for the next day, which we'll get to. And then Keno versus Alpha Wolf in the GHC title tournament, or GHC 200 title tournament, goes to a time limit draw. Wow. Oh my god, that means whoever wins between Kaito Kiyomiya and Inamura will go immediately to the final. I wonder what they're gonna do there. Oh, and that also goes to a 200-second draw. Although that was the best match. That was the best match of the tournament.
Yes. But also, like, you set up this new entire fucking concept, right? And then, like you invalidate an entire half of the fucking tournament by having 2 matches go to a draw.
Yep.
Like, why was that half of the tournament even there?
Because
like, it's wrestling. It's wrestling. It's predetermined. You don't have to do this. This just makes you look stupid.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, now what was supposed to be a semi-final is now the final of the fucking tournament. This entire concept is such a fucking like it's such a like it's so dead on arrival already. Like, it's just, I was like, I don't think it has a lot of potential, but let's see what the tournament is like. And after I've seen the tournament, I'm like, yeah, no, fuck this. This is stupid. This is not gonna work.
And then for the semi-main event, the GHC national title, Naomichi Marufuji defeats Kenta in 20:45 with the perfect neck lock to make his 4th defense of this national title. And you know what, Paul? This was perfectly cromulent wrestling.
Yeah, it still wasn't quite at the level where I want like a Marufuji versus Kenta match to be. But I mean, at this point, it is what it is. And this was definitely a lot better than like the previous match.
Yes, last year's match. Yeah,
last year's match. Yeah, obviously. Okay, you know what? It's their second worst match, but it's a lot better than their worst match.
Yes. That's a great way of putting it. So that takes us to the main event. And Tetsuya Naito defeated Shane Haste in 22-17 with the Destino to win the title. And Shane Haste fails on his 4th defense. And Naito is now the 51st GHC heavyweight champion. And I mean, what can I say? Is Shane Haste one of the best wrestlers in the world, Paul?
So I'm preparing myself. If he has a good N1, I'm going to start making Shane Haste Wrestler of the Year arguments. Right? We were all doing like, it's the like Naito's like best match like in recent times or whatever. But like, this wasn't just like Naito's best match like since he left New Japan or whatever. Like, this is Naito's best match in like what, like 2-3 years, like singles wise.
Yeah,
at the very least.
Absolutely.
Like if somebody has like people were like, oh yeah, it's about like taking like big, like, because I think one of the things that we've realized about Naito is like, okay, you need to kind of like take like a big bump. Like, you need to be the one that takes like the big bumps, because Naito can't really do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But like also the other thing actually that you need to do is like you just basically to make Naito's offense look good is you kind of need to like do everything yourself. Like that bomb that Shane Haste took on the Destino, like the way he figured out how to make the Destino look good is, well, all you have to do is pick up Naito yourself, put him on your shoulders, and then fucking do a backflip and like just fall straight on your fucking dome. That's how you make the Destino look good now. And it looked amazing. It's probably one of the best bumps I've ever seen for the Destino. Like it looked like holy shit. Like this was so much better than I expected it to be. Like again, I went like 4.25 on this. Like this was genuinely a great match. Like not even on like the like Naito in 2026 scale. Like just a straight up great match.
It's a little overrated on Cage.
Oh yeah, no, like it's not like match of the year candidate. I wouldn't go that far.
Well, to be fair to Naito, he looks like he's dropped a couple pounds. Like you know. He deserves some credit for turning it up himself, but I mean, Haste was the real icon here. And honestly, with the fact that Naito's not in the N1, it makes me feel a little better about this title reign because he's not going to like blow a knee out before it gets going.
Exactly. Or like, I don't know, do like more damage to his body and like not any more attrition. He basically just like gets a month off essentially. Like he might be on like some undercard. Like, you know what? I wouldn't even put him on undercard tags.
No,
like, I would just let him sit at home and just rest and recover. Like go to Germany and get like some more like stem cells inserted into his knees or whatever.
Yes, yeah. So I don't know. I don't feel as I'm not big of a doomer. Like I was expecting this to happen at some point, like even before this match was announced. But I guess I feel like I'm less of a doomer on this than I would have previously.
No, there's more potential there. Yeah, we'll see if others pick up on like the hints that Shane Haste put down here. It's just like, no, you just have to actually do everything yourself. This isn't just bumping around Naito. This is also like actually lifting him up and then bumping.
Apparently, Shane Haste has a couple of his students in the dojo. Marufuji was saying that on X. I don't know if they're from the States or from Australia because I thought Haste lived in this like LA or something.
Was it LA? I thought he was like one of the Florida guys as well.
Probably for a while. For some reason, I thought I had heard it was LA, but
fair enough. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
so
I'd rather live in LA than in Florida. Not particularly close.
That takes us to Legacy Rise again, but this time on August 8th at Cork Hall in front of 1,292 fans. And damn, we were wrong because I was like, this is going to go top out at like 1,100.
Yeah, we were like debating. It's like, oh, is this like is this going to drop below 1,000 or whatever? And it's like, no, they're like people are hot for Noah.
Yes, hot for Noah. Yeah. So the first match of the card was the Hiroki Namiki debut match, and Daiki Odashima defeated Hiroki Namiki in 7:56 with the dead end. I think Namiki has got a great look. He looks like a fucking tough-ass bastard, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Although he's junior size, but like again, like damn, like Noah just keeps pumping out these great guys.
I mean, there's like, you know, like I think that Noah Junior division it's gonna look very different in like 4 or 5 years, basically. Just like looking at these guys, they're like putting out, like, right, like obviously, like it's obvious to everybody that Daiki Odashima is going to be the ace of that division before long, probably by like the New Year's show.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah,
just pull the trigger on him.
And then if they have all of these other guys, like it's going to look very different from what it looked like, 5 years ago when it was basically all like kind of sleazy looking indie scummers. It's going to be like, I don't know, like good technical wrestlers and just like tough looking badasses, which is a very different division.
Yeah. And then we had Naomichi Marufuji and Keno defeating Amaska and Black Mensa-Ray in 506 when Marufuji pinned Mensa-Ray after the Maruken. And would you be surprised that, I guess, what I'm saying is like they are keeping Marufuji and Keno together as a team, which I think is sort of notable.
I mean, that is also like long overdue, right? That's been a thing we've been talking about where they just keep putting these people together in random tag teams and never keeping them together.
Yeah. So that's a good sign. And then Yoshiki Nomura.
Also, just for quick, didn't Amaxa like challenge Marufuji?
Oh, yes. That is the next national title match. Sorry, I forgot that part.
I think it's like Amaxa's homecoming show or something, right? Like, I think it's like something in Kyushu.
Okay.
I don't remember if it was that, but yeah, he
He's from
did the
Kyushu?
next national title match. Yeah, he's from Amakusa, like the.
Oh, that
island.
makes sense. Sorry.
Yeah,
Because I think of him as like a Michinoku Pro guy.
No. Like that's why he also has all of that like Christian iconography,
Right.
because that's
So
like.
I just assumed that
yeah.
like he was like from like, I don't know, Awate or something. Okay, yeah, that all makes sense now. Then Yoshiki Inamura, Kazuyuki Fujita, Katsumi Inahara, and Hiroto Tsuruya defeated Manabu Soya, Yuki Ino, Super Crazy, and Yuto Koyanagi in 651 with the Muso from Inamura on Koyanagi. Not much to this, just trying to let you know that Inamura is a tough bastard. And then Ozawa, Alpha Wolf, and Jun Masaoka defeated Kenta, Shane Haste, and Midori Takahashi in 756 with the Swan Dive Moonsault Press from Ozawa on Takahashi. Again, just sort of filler. And then Tetsuya Naito, Bushi, and Ryushi defeated Kaito Kiyomiya, Kid Lycos 1 and Kid Lycos 2 in 7-11. When Naito pinned Lycos 2. And then, so, a lot of filler on the undercard, but then things turn up because we got Tadasuke defeating Yohei in 826 by DQ. But guess what, Paul?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter because Yohei has joined Team 2000X. And this like basically sucked all the oxygen out of any interest I had in Yohei's return.
Oh yeah. I mean, as we were talking about in the Discord, where it's like, no one really looked at like New Japan bringing back like beloved babyface Dookie after like a terrible injury and immediately turning him heel, and was like, damn, we got to do that.
Look, I would stick my neck out and say that Yohei was the best junior in this company. Not that long ago.
Yeah,
or one of the best
last year,
him in Asuka. But now it's like, wow, I don't care now again.
No, now it's just like, yeah, I don't know. Like the Team 2000X juniors are like, it's fucking rough.
Yeah, and then
and he's just gonna do all of the like Team 2000X like bullshit and everything, and like probably Tadasuke and him are gonna like beat Alejandro and Dragonbane for the junior tag titles, which, you know what? I mean, it's not that long ago. Tadasuke and Yohei were like the fucking best like junior tag team not that long ago, but like we're gonna get that again, but like at a significantly like reduced like match quality, which sucks as well.
And then after that, the GHC 200 title finals, Hayata defeated Tetsuya Endo at a minute 47 with the headache. Good Lord. Like when we talked about Miyawaki, now Endo's doing jobs in 107
Hayata in a minute 47.
Like it felt like they might do something with Hayata when he first came in, and then he had that brief national reign. But now, Endo. But now Endo is just an afterthought in mid-Carter.
Yeah, like he's like what at best the third guy. No, he's not even the third guy in his fucking faction, because he lost to another guy in his faction, so he's fourth. He's only above the guy that is like banished to the performance center for an undetermined period of time.
Oh yes, yeah. Yeah. So I don't know what Endo's doing. What's the point of keeping Endo here?
Yeah,
honestly,
I liked it when he jumped at first. I was like, yeah, okay, cool. Like there's like a lot of fresh stuff for him to do, but like he hasn't done anything. Like he's just a mid-card filler.
I did not like the quick turn into Team 2000X and then turn out of it. But
I think that derailed his momentum.
It derailed his momentum, and it looks even worse now in hindsight because it was just a sign that they don't give a shit about him.
I mean, he also made him look like a complete idiot after he like got kicked out, right? Like because they did the whole thing with Segura, where then Segura betrayed him, so he just looks like a moron. Like just I don't know.
Yeah.
And also him saying it's like, oh no, I can't leave Noah yet because like he literally said that he can't leave Noah yet because he hasn't done anything notable yet. That's literally his like rationale for like not going back to DDT.
He's probably going to challenge Naito at some point, and then lose.
Yeah, he's going to lose.
And then it's just like, okay, nobody gives a shit anymore.
I mean, you do need to do a filler challenge between like N1 winner challenging and then the New Year's Eve show, I guess.
I mean, you could just put the N1 challenger challenge in too, because you
could do that as well.
This thing ends on October 4th.
Yeah, true.
So that's also a possibility. But then we go on to the GHC Junior Heavyweight Tag Team title. Dragonbane and Alejandro defeat Atsushi Kotoge and Hiroki in 21-36 with the Super Rana from Alejandro on Hiroki to make their fifth defense of the title. And this was a pleasant surprise, not because I didn't think that this match was going to be bad or anything, but damn, they went out there and tried to have a great match, more than I expected. And this is a lot of fun. And this was the best match of this show, and probably the second best match of this back-to-back Corkins, easily.
Probably, yeah. I mean, obviously Naito Haste is the best one. I think with this one, I think the first half of the match is a little bit just mostly there, but then basically everything from Hiroki doing that absolutely fucking insane dive to the outside, like everything after that is like amazing, and like also that like him taking that dive as well is like fucking nuts as well. Like it looked amazing as well. If you haven't seen I honestly, it would be worth watching the match just for that dive. It's also out there in like GIF form and everything.
Yeah.
And like, but then everything after that in the match was just pretty damn great. And it is definitely like the second best match on like these two shows.
Yeah, for sure. And it was a nice little. I mean, this show wouldn't have been very good without this match. Like,
no. Like there wasn't like the problem is like either there wasn't much to sink your teeth into, or it was like upsetting Team 2000X bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. Well, speaking of which, for the GHC Junior Heavyweight Championship, Kai Fujimura defeated Ada in 21-29 with the Death Hanger to win the title. I suppose I didn't hate this, but it was also kind of like what you expect with there were a couple moments where like, okay, this is a perfectly good match, but then, what else did you expect, folks? Like, I don't have anything else to say nice about it.
I mean, I hated the like finish. I hated like the decision to like put the title of Fujimura. Again, I like Fujimura in theory. Like, I'm not against him like winning this title ever. I'm very much against this version of Fujimura winning.
Oh!
It's just
I forgot to write this down, but
yeah,
you know who Kai Fujimura now reminds me of, and who he has now been cloned as? He is Noah's Show.
Oh God, yeah. Which is even funnier because they literally had a guy that looked exactly like Show. It didn't do it with him. Maybe that's what they pitched to Koyanagi, and he was like, not Koyanagi, to Kikuchi, and he was just like, nah, fuck this, I'm out.
But Fujimura just feels like Show, like a guy with some potential that's been totally wasted. Well, I mean, Show, I think, definitely showed way more potential than
like I don't think Fujimura ever. I mean, Fujimura had that match with Hiromu, but like, he didn't like that wasn't as good as like the match that Show had with Shingo.
Yeah. I had to look up, and I forgot that Show was even the junior champion at one point.
Oh yeah. No,
but it was a completely forgettable reign.
It's also like with like this Kai Fujimura thing as well. It's like it would have been one thing if they had turned him, and it's like you actually see like, like, oh wait, there's actually like something here personality wise and like work wise and all of that, right? Like, but like it actually makes him like a lot more like exciting or whatever. Like for example, like Ozawa like turning, and it's immediately oh shit, we need to put the title on this guy. Whereas like Fujimura, like it's been like 8 months. I think we know at this point what he is as a heel. And he's not good. He's just not very good at really anything that involves being a heel. Like his look is bad. His work is significantly worse. Like he can't really like string together an interesting match as a heel. Like it's like interference stuff is very like uninspired. I don't think like he doesn't show any charisma either. He just looks kind of like he looks like what he looks like? He looks like a fucking 12-year-old who's trying to act tough. That's what he looks like. Yeah,
for sure. Absolutely.
Coming out and like having cut his like mom's like maternity dress into like a curtain to wear. Like, ugh.
Well, speaking of a petulant little boy, his brother came out to try to put him in his place. And Alejandro,
that's the other thing. Like this fucking brother versus brother feud doesn't work. Like that's also like like imagine making a brother versus brother feud and nobody gives a shit. The crowd does not care about this at all.
And it's going to be, I mean, again, Alejandro's on a great run right now, but it's going to be a bad match. I could just feel it. You have to surprise me.
Yep. And again, that's going to just lead to like Tadasuke and Yohei challenging for the tag titles.
Yeah. Of course it is. Not much on the second day other than the tag title match.
Yeah. No, I like the tag title match. Otherwise, this is a very, very skippable show.
Yes. That drew well.
It drew well. Look, we have to give him that. Like,
This was Monday too, right? It wasn't the week.
Yes, exactly. It wasn't even a bank holiday. It just drew well.
Yes.
It drew well with a pretty shit card.
Yes. So we had N1 participants finally announced, which I felt was like really it took them a while to do this, I guess. But they finally did it. I was just sort of expecting this in July. But so let's go over Block A. Kaito Kiyomiya, Yoshiki Inamura, Shane Haste, Yuki Ino, Kazuyuki Fujita, Takashi Sugiura, and Alpha Wolf. Block B, Keno, Kenta, wait.
Yeah, wait, I think Ino isn't in this block. Ino is in
Chen.
Block A, yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Chen, yeah.
This is where Chen, and then who is ex-Dante Chen of NXT. And then Manabu Soya, Kuga returns under that gimmick.
He got a massive pop.
Yeah. Titus Alexander, Masa Kitamiya, and Ozawa. I got to say, other than Chen, this is a perfectly good lineup, I think.
Yeah. No, I like the lineup. Like, you mostly like do it with your own guys as well. Like, I mean, Titus Alexander kinda is. I think if you want to stretch the definition of an outsider, is like the outsider here, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, you did mostly with your own guys. I think it's like, I like the blocks as well. I think they balanced things fairly well there as well. And yeah, I'm curious about some people's effort level. Like, I don't know, like Takashi Sugiura is a great guy to have in there on paper. It's just, I'm a little worried about is like, right? Like if he's motivated, he's going to be great, but he hasn't been in the last little while. Like he might be out of, like, if I look at Block A, he might be the guy in Block A I'm like least excited for, which sounds bizarre.
Yeah, for sure. So a note, the GHC title match will happen on October 25th.
Okay, so they already have announced like when it will happen. Okay, I mean, yeah, then you can definitely like throw in like a title defense in November, and that's probably like where Endo's gonna go.
Yeah. Okay. Wait. Okay. So Pearl Love screwed up the blocks here because Block A has Yuki Ino and Chen, and then Block B has Endo, and then yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess in that case, Chen. Well, you know what? And with Chen, at least I want to see what he can do.
Yeah.
I mean, that excitement might go away, that interest might go away pretty quickly, but that still, I mean, for now, it still leaves Sugiura as like the one I'm least interested in Block A. And in Block B, it's Masa Kitamiya.
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah. So who do you think has a chance of winning this?
I mean, the thing is, right, because they already announced that like whoever wins here is challenging in October.
Yeah.
So we know that person is not going to win. Right? I think that actually kind of opens things up a bit.
Okay.
Right? Because like if it's somebody that we know isn't going to beat Naito, then that opens, like, for example, Keno. Actually, you know what? Keno, I think, might be a good option now that I think about it.
Let's see where where that match is.
Right? Because you have the whole, like, you had like the whole like Naito Keno like story. Yeah, so you need like you do still need a fairly big like challenger in that case. Right, like Kaito, I think is an like I think it depends. It depends who is going to be like the challenger.
0-2 against Naito.
That's the other thing, yeah. So then then he would go 0-2. So I think, and maybe I think he's the guy that like ultimately like it's him or Zawa are like the guys that ultimately will like beat Naito on like New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
So yeah, so like I don't think it's gonna be Inamura, maybe, right? Like you give him the N1 win and then he loses against Naito and it doesn't really hurt him because he gave him the big tournament win.
Do you put Naito? I mean, do you put Inamura in the main event of Sumo Hall?
It's a bit risky, but I mean, he like his drawing record is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I would say Keno and Inamura are my top two candidates to.
Yeah, because it's not going to be Haste, it's not going to be Ino, it's not going to be Fujita, it's definitely not going to be Chen, it's not going to be Sugiura, Alpha Wolf. Kenta is another maybe, right? Because this is probably your only chance, really.
Well, is there any juice in that another Kenta match? I mean, they had that big match in 2020 at Sako Joe Hall. I feel like that was.
But again, I mean, right? Like, I think definitely if you want to put something on there that has like big marquee names, that's an option.
Yeah.
I think, Keno absolutely has to be a top favorite here. It's not going to be Kuga. It's not going to be Soya. It's not going to be Endo. Again, Ozawa, I also don't, again, like similar to Kaito, you don't want him to lose to Naito.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be Masa Kitamiya again.
Well, do we all think Ozawa's going to beat Naito? Because he's already got that win on Naito.
I mean, so you're thinking Ozawa wins the N1, loses to Naito, and then Kaito beats Naito. Kaito beats Naito or Inamura. I mean, you give Ozawa like the big N1 win.
If you want my opinion, it probably should just be Ozawa beating Naito in like December, whatever, right?
I mean, at the New Year's Eve show.
Yeah, New Year's Eve show.
Yeah, like that's the thing. That's why I'm kind of like. I mean, I will say like either Kaito or Ozawa should actually be counted as like favorites because it's basically whichever one isn't the one that is in the like New Year's Eve show should still be a favorite. It's just that we don't really know which of the like. I think this is going to tell us a lot about who is going to be in the main event of that show. Yeah, like if Kaito or Ozawa win this tournament, then the other one is the one like winning on December 31st.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. So I would say I think I'm a little more bullish on this one than I have been in the last couple of years because it was mostly not filler, and Chen is the only probable weak link, really.
Yeah, I mean Griffin said that he was solid.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have never seen a match of his. So.
Neither have I. So we'll see. So we'll shift to All Japan because there's also a lot to talk about here. But let's start off by the fact that Atsuki Aoyagi blew out a knee again.
Yeah.
Oh God. I mean, this is great. Either he has blown out the knee that he already blew out, or he's blown out both knees at like 25 or whatever. He's not very old.
I think he's 24 still. Like he's disgustingly young still. And he's definitely way too young to have this many crippling knee injuries. Yeah.
So he's 26.
No, he's 26. Okay, it's a bit old, but still, yeah. You don't want to have shot knees at 26. Like that's gonna come back to haunt you in like 20 years, really, really badly.
Yeah, and because when he came back from his last injury, he did not miss a step.
No,
he did everything the same. Right. So
yeah, it's worrying. It's definitely worrying for his long term, right? It's I mean, this might be one of those things where it's you probably need to think about changing your wrestling style at that point.
Yeah. You got to become a Mac guy.
Yeah, which is not great because I don't know if you remember that. I don't know if you remember Atsuki as a rookie before he started doing all of the high flying.
Oh, he was very boring.
He was by far the weakest of the three of the time,
thought
right?
So too.
Between him, Dan, and Omori, he was my bottom guy. I think I wrote up when they did that junior turn, when they did that rookie tournament. I think I wrote up as much in my review at the time, and then I think immediately afterwards he started doing all of the high flying, and I had to eat crow. But I don't know, maybe he has learned to wrestle without the high flying a bit better since then, but if he hasn't, that's not great for his future prospects.
Yeah, no, it's worrying, but he's going to be gone at least probably 9 months to a year again.
Yeah.
So I mean, he said ACL tear, he announced.
Yeah, that takes a while.
Yeah, I mean, he's still young, but but again, I don't know if it's the other knee or the same knee.
Honestly, I don't know which one would be worse.
Yeah. But as we'll get to in a second, look, not to dance on Atsuki's misfortune, but what a great replacement.
Oh yeah, no. In the junior tournament, no, absolutely. That's the best possible replacement you could have gotten. But yeah. I genuinely I think it does make the tournament better. Nothing against Atsuki, but Mochizuki is just one of my all-time favorites. So
absolutely. Okay, so we start off with the All Japan Pro Wrestling Festival 2026 at the Dome Tachikawa Tachihi. 880 fans, super no vacancy, full house. So the show started with Shota Kafuji versus Yasutaka Yano. A time limit draw, 15 minutes. That was a pretty good opener. And then Yuma Aoyagi and Masayuki Kono defeated Hideki Suzuki and Shotaro Ashino in 15 minutes with the end game from Aoyagi on Ashino. And I sort of hinted that this is going to be the result, that Ashino was doing the job in this match. And guess what? It was pretty good until then. I mean, even with that, what are you going to expect, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'll talk about Ashino in a second because I thought there was a very interesting thing that happened on the Korakuen show. special tag match. Jun Saito and Go Shiozaki defeated Rei Saito and Daisuke Sekimoto in 1507 with the go-on lariat from Shiozaki and Sekimoto. This was a lot of fun. Scrambled tag partners, but a lot of fun. And then for the Gaori TV title, Masaki Mochizuki defeated Kumaarashi in 1402 with the Sakayu high kick to win the title, to become the 34th Gaori TV champion. Kumaarashi, this was only his second defense. He only got the one defense on Aizawa. It felt like at one point, Paul, that this was going to be a long TV title reign for him, but that didn't pan out.
I mean, it was a long reign in terms of days, just not in
more
terms of defenses. Yeah, exactly. Like, you probably could have like strewn in a couple of more like random defenses on like shows here or there, but yeah, they just didn't do that. I do think it helped Kuma though. Like, I think it definitely like elevated him, right? Like, because he basically was just like, he was like a career lackey, for lack of a better term, before that. And I think now he kind of feels like his own guy. Not that he feels like a top guy or whatever, but he feels like, like mid to upper mid card guy now. And obviously I'm excited about more Mochizuki in like All Japan and him having a title and, hopefully getting a couple of like defenses with the title.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I thought this was a very good, solid to good match.
Yeah.
Mochizuki was great, obviously, and everything like that. I'm kind of excited to see what they do with this, to be completely honest.
I mean, it could very well be that he just loses it on his first defense, but I hope he holds it for a while.
Yeah. And then Triple Crown Skirmish, Kento Miyahara and Ryuki Honda defeated Yuma Anzai and Ren Ayabe in 1335 with the airplane throw hold from Honda on Ayabe. Mildly surprised finish because Ayabe does get protected, but probably the right one because you need to heat up Honda for the tournament.
Yeah.
And then
I'm surprised that actually, you know what? Even more so than Ayabe taking the pin, I was surprised that Honda was the one that got the pin and not Kento.
Yeah. And then the main event was a Rumble, which was featuring all the junior tournament guys. But the thing came down to Yoshioka and Atsuki.
About that.
See, here's the funny thing, Paul. I thought the video looped because I like looked away and then I just see like Kofuji and Yano coming to the ring and I'm like, what? Did this thing loop around back to the beginning? They were the first two out in the
match. Yeah.
They did the riff on that anyway. I mean, this was just a spot show. There was much to it, but other than the TV title thing, but good for them for drawing 880. I mean, this is what All Japan's doing right now. And then Korakuen Hall, Netu Summer Action Wars on August 9th at Korakuen Hall in front of 1,368 fans, which when All Japan puts a bunch of junior matches in Korakuen Hall, this is a very good number for them.
Yes, like, no, I mean, it wasn't really like any like heavyweight match like sink your teeth into. Like,
no, and they
really very much was built on, you come here, you want to see the juniors.
We've pointed this out before. Like, they've done like 900 people main eventing the juniors at Korakuen.
Yeah. So I think this is definitely very encouraging for them to like draw this well with like this lineup.
Yeah. So show opens with the B block match in the junior festival. Yuya Aoki defeats Dan Tamura at 11:05 with the Ketsugiri chop. My God, was this awesome! This was
such a good match to like open the tournament with.
This is the All Japan saying we are a junior division like no other.
I mean, you know what this actually felt like? And maybe it just reminded me of that because Aoki was in this, but this really reminded me of like a strong division match.
Oh yeah, of course, for sure.
Right, just like two guys just going in there and just fucking like chopping each other like insanely hard.
Yeah, they got to hold on to Aoki.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Don't let 0-1 get him.
Oh God, no, yeah, no. Like you need to, like I said, like it's weird that they made him a junior, but
yeah,
like. I hope they move him out of that pretty quickly. Like I think, like I said on the last show, right? Like I hope maybe this is just a thing where they like want him to prove himself.
Yeah.
Before they're like willing to like give him something more like meaty to do. But look, if this is what we're getting out of him as a junior, like fuck yeah, sign me up. This was awesome.
Yeah. Best match of the show.
Yeah, I went 4 on this one.
Yeah, I went 4 1/4. Just everyone agreed. Wow.
Yeah. Is this the best opening match of the year? I don't just mean in like All Japan, but just like in general.
I would have to look that up. What were some of the openers on some of the AEW pay-per-views?
Yeah, that's about the only ones that I think can.
I believe Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi was one of the opening matches
of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yuya Yogi and Dan Turner are on the same level as Brock Lesnar.
I mean, ideally, that's what you wish Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi was. Actually, was that match?
Probably. I mean, I have not seen it, so
no, neither have I. I mean, I trust people who say it was good.
I don't think it was this good.
No, and everything like that. And then next up, we had Mr. Saito and Naruki Doi defeating Shota Kofuji in 3:49 with the crab hold. Sort of interesting that they were giving Kofuji like 15-minute time limit draws, and then he just falls to Doi so quickly and gets sort of treated like a rookie because they were clearly building him up like just before this.
Yeah. No, that definitely was a bit weird.
But I do expect Kofuji's going to get a big upset, I think.
Yeah. I don't think he's gonna go 0. I think he's getting like 2 points. Like he's gonna beat someone, but he's only gonna beat one person in the entire tournament.
Mm-hmm. Jun Saito, Rei Saito, and Hideki Suzuki and Ryuki Honda defeated Yuma Aoyagi, Shotaro Ashino, Ren Ayabe, and Kumarashi in 7:55 with the final event from Honda on Bad Yuma. Again, this is we're getting ready for Royal Road season. I think that's all I could take out of this, and we'll talk more about that in a minute. And then
but again, were you surprised that it wasn't Ashino taking the pin here? That it was like the former Triple Crown champion.
I thought Arashi was going to eat shit, or maybe you know. So back to the Junior Festival Block A. Seigo Tachibana defeated Yasutaka Yano in 10-14 with the Yankee Hammer to win this match. This was actually a good match, but here's the thing: bracketing out the controversy around Yano aside. And I actually do think he's a good worker. He's just completely forgettable otherwise. Like he doesn't stand out.
No, he's very like bland.
Yeah, right. Which also makes the fact that you're going to stick your neck out to bring him in all the
more. For him, yeah, even worse. Yeah.
And then in the B block, Misaki Mochizuki defeated Hokuto Omori in 10:34 with the twister. I don't know. I feel like this match was on the road to be better. I think it was still very solid, but I'm perfectly happy for Omori to be wrestling like this because it was just a nonsense type thing.
Honestly, also like the more we're going back into like Omori as a junior, the more I'm starting to think, and I think you mentioned this as well, like last time, right? Where like this just looks much more like his natural body weight.
Yeah.
Right? Well, like maybe this was actually a thing where Hokuto was like, okay, you're not going to push me as a heavyweight. I have to kind of like destroy my body to like stay up here to be like a credible heavyweight. Can I just move back down to junior and I can just like lose a couple of pounds and like probably be like healthier overall? Mm-hmm. And then I'll just be like a guy in a junior division. Like that's actually what I'm starting to think now, like especially having watched this match where I'm like, he just looks much more natural now than he did before.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then for the Triple Crown skirmish, Kento Miyahara and Suwama defeated Go Shiozaki and Yuma Anzai in 14 minutes of the blackout knee from Miyahara on Anzai. Another great match heating up both the Triple Crown match and Go versus Suwama. And a great finish, knocking out Anzai with the blackout knee. And then, man, Kento getting some of the biggest boos I've ever heard him get when he was cutting that promo over Anzai knocked out in the middle of the ring. The new Anzai fans did not like that.
No. I mean, but also, like, Anzai's gonna win, right? Like, I think before we were like, is he gonna win? Maybe. Who knows? Like,
well, I mean,
like all of his other commitments, but like,
I found out later, Kento also did dedicate his next match to Dory Funk. So, like, you know.
I don't know, but like, you can't just have Kento like do this constantly to Anzai. Like Anzai has to win. Like, he has to get Kento has to get his comeuppance. Like Kento really like during this reign has just riled up the like asshole like Kento like routine. He kinda has to get his comeuppance now.
He does, and it's just it's a bad business move if Anzai doesn't win.
Yeah.
So next up, Block A Junior Festival. Rising Hayato defeated Leon de Oro in 11:38 to the pinfall. I don't really have much to say about this. I mean, it was completely inoffensive, and like, you know, Leon de Oro has some nice moves, but And I'm not writing him off, but there's not much to sink your teeth into, is what I'll say. You got to give him more time, I think. But at the same time, but he does clearly what they're looking for. They're like, oh, let's just get a generic luchador here. For our junior tournament.
I mean, he is definitely a very generic luchador. I will give him
the most generic, because this isn't his gimmick in Mexico. He doesn't have a mask in Mexico. And we're gonna.
I am so curious how this came together, right? Like, because like, did they assume, like, did somebody just suggest to them, hey, I know this guy Leon de Oro, like he's willing to come over, and they're just like, oh yeah, cool, and like they just assumed he had a mask, so he just had to get one like on short notice, right? Like it just kind of feels like that. They just booked the luchador and then found out that he doesn't wear a mask, so they forced him to wear a mask because they wanted somebody wearing a mask.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you're Leon de Oro, like you're not gonna be like, well, I normally don't wear a mask because that risks you getting unbooked. So you just fucking scramble to get yourself like the most like slap together like mask you can probably get in like, I don't know, 2 weeks or whatever. Well, a bit more, like a month, So still.
Yeah, definitely. And then in the main event, Seki Yoshioka defeated Musashi in 2021 with the crash driver. I mean, it was pretty good. I saw some people say it was boring. I think that's fair in terms of like maybe expecting a little more, because I didn't think this was as good as their junior title match from 2 years ago at the Champion Carnival Finals. That was awesome. Legitimately awesome match. This was a good little match, not quite at that level, but maybe a little too long at that. But I can't say too many more bad things about it. It's still a perfectly good match from two great wrestlers.
Yeah, I think what maybe hurt a little for me as well is like that these two were like, if they hadn't already ended the like Yoshioka Musashi feud, like if you had like main evented this and like this is like the culmination of their feud, I think that would have worked like a lot better. Where like Yoshioka wins here and then they reconcile afterwards. Like I think that would have worked better. Where now it was like, well, we already have seen you two like feud this year. We've already gotten like the like culmination of it and you've reconciled and everything, so it just like, as you said, like it was perfectly acceptable wrestling, but there just wasn't any like emotion there really. Like it was just it was perfectly acceptable, and it kind of left me just feeling just kind of like, yeah, that was nice, thanks for that.
All right, so let's get into Royal World Tournament participants, because there's a lot to talk about here. Okay,
well, there's one I'm really excited about.
Oh, I know. So let's start off here. I'm going to go in reverse order of this tournament bracket because, well, you'll see why in a minute. So we got Kento Miyahara. We got Hyo Ogawa, which he got a big pop.
Yeah. I mean, that's a guy like that probably goes onto their like signing radar, right?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Ryuki Honda, Kuma Arashi. So that's also a first round match. Another first round match is Zion versus Odyssey. Oh God! Just get that out of the way now. Close the blinds, get it out of the way. And then Go Shiozaki versus Red Ayabe on that side of the bracket is your other first round match. And then we got Daisuke Sekimoto versus Shotaro Ashino. And then when Ashino was announced, he got a huge pop. Like, here's the thing: he is still very over that crowd. Yeah. More so, like, look, whatever. I could go on, but I'm not going to. But I'll just know how over he is. Then we got Jun Saito versus Yuma Aoyagi. We've got Rei Saito versus Yuma Anzai, who may well be Triple Crown champion by this point. And then capping off the first round of this tournament, Paul, Hideki Suzuki versus Timothy Thatcher.
Timothy Thatcher, let's go.
As the only people out here that will defend this.
Yes. Oh no, this is a match booked specifically for me. I didn't know that whoever books the promotion is actually listening to this podcast and decided to, like, I don't know, like, I can't even call it a birthday present because my birthday was way too fucking long ago, but it definitely feels like a present to me specifically. I will say that.
This booking is probably also a present to Hideki.
It's also a present to Hideki, yes. That is the much more actual reason for it, but I'll take it. I'll take one of my favorite wrestlers and one of my favorite promotions of all time. So and again, I mean, a match that I think will be good as well.
Yeah, they're gonna get time for this. So is this more of a sign that the WWE relationship with Noah is dead, or is this just all Hideki personal?
It's well, I do think the Noah W relationship is dead. But I think this is just purely like Hideki booking his body. Right?
Yeah. So,
but it's not even like Thatcher is really like a wrestler in WWE. Like he's a trainer there that like does like he exclusively wrestles outside of WWE essentially.
Does who's winning?
The whole tournament or the match?
Like how many days off do you think Thatcher has?
Oh, Thatcher has? I mean, you're not just flying over to Japan just for like one match, right? I mean, that would be a bit mental. I could see them like basically telling him, okay, you can I don't think is he gonna be in the final? I mean, nah, I don't think he's gonna be in the final. But I could definitely see him like making it like out of like I could definitely see him make it like I could definitely see him like beat Hideki. And then he's probably losing to whoever like wins between like Ray and Anzai. You know what? Timothy Thatcher versus Yuma Anzai is like, let's go.
Well, Thatcher's last couple of matches have both been with WWE aligned things. He worked the Nightmare Factory showcase, and he worked the Reality of Wrestling show, which is Booker T's company. So that's what he's doing these days. Yeah, I think he beats Hideki. Why bring you don't fly a guy out to lose in the first round.
And Hideki can lose, like it's fine.
Yeah.
And it's also a guy that Hideki is willing to lose to as well.
Yes. So so my final four that I got up here was Anzai. June, Anzai, Honda, and Go.
Yeah, I mean that's an excellent final four.
And Honda beats Go.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm trying to figure out how, since Anzai will probably be the champion, I'd probably have June versus Honda as the and then have June beat Anzai. And then you could also always have that in your back pocket for another title match before December 31st.
I mean, obviously we were talking about it just makes the most sense in the world for Honda to win this tournament, right?
Finally win it, yes.
There's one other final I may suggest as well that would also make sense as well. Although June's the whole Honda story. June versus Go.
Yes. No, I agree. I know where you're going with this. I know where you're going with this.
Because that's the rematch from December 31st. Go gets his win back and then challenges Anzai for the title. Would also make a lot of sense. I think to me it's it's basically the semi-final between Go and Honda is whoever wins there is going to win the tournament essentially.
Now, if Honda doesn't win this tournament or at least go to the final, you basically have spoiled the Honda story of the last 3 years.
Yeah, because you had them come so close. I guess you could still technically do it next year, but it would feel a lot lessened at that point.
Well, if he makes the final and loses again, I could understand. But if he doesn't make the final, then you've ruined it.
Yeah. If he doesn't even make the final, man. But then if he makes it to the final, it's I don't know, it makes sense for June to win the tournament. Unless you literally want to set it up in such a way that next year his entire Royal Road tournament is him facing off against guys that he lost to in the finals.
Kojima?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point. I don't know. I do think I still agree. I think June Go is the only other final that makes any sense. But to me, you have to go with Honda here. And then you do Honda versus Anzai, and Honda loses nothing by losing to Anzai after he finally wins the tournament. No, and it's going to be an amazing match, and they got the history.
Yeah. So that's the obviously right call. It's just that I'm looking at things and I'm okay, what's something else that would make sense in terms of things that have been built up previously, and that would be June versus Go.
Yeah.
But overall, I think Honda. I think it's basically 75%. Basically, I put the odds 75% Honda, 25% Go. No one else makes any sense.
June, kinda, maybe.
Okay, I can put 1% on June.
You
know what? 75-25 for June. So
could you see Aoyagi beating June in the first round? That seems
as an upset.
Yeah, that seems possible.
Yeah.
And then
if you want to
who do
get like
win?
Aoyagi back on track, basically.
Who do you think wins between Ishino and Sakamoto?
I mean, that's a coin flip, essentially, right?
Yeah, they should just. I hope it's Ishino.
I mean, I hope it's Ishino too, but then
I would love
like,
to see Ishino versus June. That could be a lot of fun.
yeah. The thing is, like, whoever wins in that one is just gonna like lose the next match. Like, they're just like whoever wins there is eliminated in round 2.
Yeah, but Enzai versus Thatcher, that's
the standout for round 1.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm also kind of curious about Miyahara versus Ogawa. Oh, sorry, yeah, Thatcher versus Enzai, yeah, in round 2.
Yeah, Ogawa versus Miyahara is going to be just a lot of mugging for the camera. Let's be honest.
Yes. Oh no, absolutely. But that's also why they're probably going to be like, oh, we got to sign this kid. I mean, he has the right size, and also be like, fuck it. Like, you know what? Just sign him. You know what? We were thinking about like who's going to team with Miyahara in the Real World Tag League.
Oh.
Put these two together. It's just going to be like fucking mugging for the camera for like 15 minutes. And then Miyahara just hits whoever they're up against with the shutdown, and that's the match.
Yeah. Okay, what do you think of the lineup overall?
I like the lineup. I think it's a pretty damn good lineup. Again, like, you know, like you did it mostly with like your own guys. You brought in Thatcher, which, you know what, that's a fair like outside guy. And then you bring in Ogawa, who is like, you know, like a guy that you want to get a look at to see if you potentially want to sign him.
Oh, Paul, I totally screwed up my final 4.
Oh,
here's my final 4. I just remember this because I put this in the Discord. Mm-hmm. I was re-looking at the bracket and something didn't sit right to me. So I'm still going here. Anzai, June, Honda, Zion.
Oh, you think Zion is beating Go?
Yes, because they had that match at Shinkiba. Remember that they got the main event. They went 20 minutes and Go won. That's my prediction.
That actually does make some sense as well. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I could. No. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So then Honda takes out Zion.
Yeah.
And then you do June versus Honda in the final. Could you, in theory, also do Anzai versus Honda in the final, and then basically Anzai just immediately gets his win back in the Triple Crown match?
Yeah.
Right, because that way at least you have Honda at least gets a win over Anzai.
He's gotten wins over Anzai before in like the Carnival, so it's not.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
yeah, you could do that. I guess it's just depending on. Well, the thing is, where is this? Is their title match going to happen at Korakuen the next month, or is it going to happen on the Hokkaido tour? Because the finals are in Korakuen, so do you run the same main event in Korakuen back to back, or if you put Honda versus Anzai on twice, but you do the other rematch in Hokkaido, I think that's less of it.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what? I think June versus Honda is it's cleaner, basically.
Mm-hmm.
You just do that as the final, and then again, I don't think Honda really loses anything if he just loses the Triple Crown challenge afterwards.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, would your math change in terms of like Honda what in case Kento wins the Triple Crown match? Would you have Honda beat Kento?
Yes, I still think you got to finish the Honda story one way or another. Yeah. He's got to go to the finals to keep the story going.
No, but I mean, like, do you have Honda then beat Kento for the Triple Crown?
No. Is Honda ready? He needs to
bit more time.
No, it's not that. He needs to like dial back the gimmick and be a little more serious.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what I meant. Like, he needs to refine the gimmick a bit. He needs a bit more time to refine the gimmick.
Yeah,
like
his work is there.
Be a bit more badass ass kicker and a little less. A lot less goofy. I
think Honda's work. I think he's underrated in some ways. Like, he's dependable. He has good matches with more limited opponents. I think not like spectacular, but like he's able to get stuff out of him. And so I just think he's a little underrated. So I think his work is ready. It's just the gimmick is too much to be champion right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
But he's my number one seed in this tournament, at least going to the finals.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's my I forgot Zion was my other pick for finalist. And he's over like what
I didn't see it, and they do like to use this kind of stuff for like they do like to do this kind of stuff for the Royal Road, right? But it's always somebody that is kind of a bit of a surprise of like how deep they actually go in the tournament. Mm-hmm. Like when they had Renayabe win it like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, that's the thing. So we shall see. But I would expect it to be a pretty good tournament. Like they decided to put the worst match in the first round to get it out of the way.
Yes, and thankful for that.
Yeah. Also, I'm also always a fan of when Ray and Anzai mix it up. I love their chemistry. So I'm eagerly awaiting that match as well. I'm like a few surprises. Like, look, is June going to go all the way to the semis? I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's impossible that Yuma Aoyagi does, right?
Mm-hmm. But then, I'm not but then Ray would have to go to the final unless Yuma goes to the final.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing.
Sorry, not Ray. I mean, Anzai would have to go to the final, right?
Right.
If Yuma makes it to the semis, then unless Anzai loses to Thatcher, that's the thing where it gets a lot messier if Yuma.
Oh God, Thatcher is the kind of guy you could have challenged on the Hokkaido tour. He's sticking around.
So you're giving him the tournament win?
No, not the tournament, but just a win over Anzai.
Win over Anzai, so he has like a claim to challenge, yeah.
Yeah, and you give him like in front of like 700 people in Hokkaido, he can do that.
Yeah, I think that could work.
Let me see if
Jun Saito versus Timothy Thatcher would be an interesting
match. that would rock. Like, because it would just be like it would be June like selling his arm or something for the whole match.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, what would that match be? Okay. Okay. So All Japan before the Hokkaido tour. Oh God, they got a really busy October. So they have a whole tour, like the anniversary tour that goes from August 3rd to October 3rd to October 22nd. And then on the 26th, they go to Hokkaido. And so they got shows in Saitama, Miyagi, Iwate, Shinkiba, and then a Korakuen on the October 22nd. So there's probably going to be like some title matches on those other shows in like Saitama, like tag title or junior title or also we forgot to mention all Asia tag titles are vacant now.
Yes. So we did all of that long storyline.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not their fault, but like it's just.
Yeah. So presumably you're going to get a match on the 22nd at Korakuen Hall, Triple Crown, which will be the winner versus whoever the Triple Crown champion is, right? And you're going to have to come up with a match for a title match for Sapporo.
Yeah, and then you don't want to burn off a big match for that either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think what the more we're talking about, the more I'm like talking myself into Thatcher beating Anzai.
And then running Anzai versus Thatcher in like Sapporo or something.
Yeah. Like it just makes sense, right? Like it's also the kind of thing All Japan would do as well.
Yeah, and then you've established a new like foreigner.
Unless obviously it's like Yuma that like Aoyagi, right? Mm-hmm. Unless that's the route they want to go, where like basically like Yuma Aoyagi beats Anzai and then loses to Honda in the final. And then you could also do that in Sapporo. But that, I don't know, that feels like a match that is too big for that. Even with
here's the thing. Right I still don't have like it doesn't feel like he's doing anything, but it also doesn't feel like he's being punished. So I really don't know what the thing on Yuma Aoyagi is, right? He's not eating pins, and he's.
Well, no, he did. He ate the pin from Honda at the Korakuen.
Oh, you're right. But yeah. I mean, he doesn't eating that many pins.
No, it's not as much as it was like after he had just come back. Yeah, for sure.
And he's also still in like the 6-mans in the upper part of the card that are building to big title matches. It doesn't feel like he's being punished. It doesn't feel like he's being pushed either, right? So I just don't have a feel on how they feel about him. It's hard to say.
I mean, again, if you do want to, but then again, like if you want to, that would be a way to reestablish him, right?
Here's the thing, though. Like June just feels very protected.
Exactly. That's what I mean. But that would be a way to like reestablish him. It's like he beats June. He beats the current, he beats like Ashina Sekimoto, whatever. But then he beats like the current Triple Crown champion, and he loses in the final. But like that is a way to reestablish him.
Returned.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works too. So I think the point is though, like this will be a good tournament because there's like,
Yeah. Despite the fact that the winner is kind of obvious, there's a lot of interesting angles in there.
Yes. I'm not 100% on Honda. I just think he needs to at least get the finals, but he still is my top choice to win it all and everything like that. Do you have any final closing thoughts before we head out of here?
Not much. Because I think we're recording potentially one more time before I leave for All In.
There's not much that's going to happen before you.
Oh yeah, right. There's not much that's actually happening. That's true, actually.
because nothing starts till September in tournament land, and it's the 29th. Is it the same day as All In?
Or no, All In is on the 30th, but I'm flying out to London on the 28th.
Yeah.
If it isn't exactly 2 weeks, Jesus.
We could always come back and talk about the rest of the junior tournament.
Yeah.
Right. But all of the Noah matches, like the Noah title matches, are all in September. Like the junior title, Marufuji defending against
there kind of really is nothing in the back half of August at all, right?
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Let's see here. Yeah, September 23rd is Kai versus Alejandro, and then September 15th is Marufuji versus Amaska. So this is basically break time for Noah, and then All Japan just has the junior tournament shows.
Yeah, I mean, the N1 kicks off in like mid-September, but otherwise there's kind of nothing.
Yeah,
really
so we might not. We could come back and just do a quick episode. So we should probably.
Yeah, we'll see if we can figure out something that week. If you're hearing us again, like in like 2 weeks, we figured something out. If not, you're gonna hear me talk about like All In afterwards.
All right, well, have a good, safe trip to London, and for the rest of you, enjoy all the wrestling out there. Bye.
Hey everybody, my name is Jesse Collins and I am the host of the Gentleman's Wrestling Podcast, a show right here on the Voices of Wrestling Podcasting Network. On the Gentleman's Wrestling Podcast, we take a deep look at individual issues and stories that are going on in the wrestling world. Each episode is about a different topic and we take a thorough and educated look at things ranging from current booking trends to breakdowns on individual performers and angles to investigations into different fan cultures across the industry. In addition, we keep a close eye on the wrestling media, and as a professional journalist, I bring a unique perspective to how current issues in wrestling are being covered and discussed through the wrestling media. We have a revolving series of guests from across wrestling punditry joining us on each episode, and we hope that you make the choice to give us a listen on wherever you get your podcast from.